In the warm glow of anticipation, Jasmine Cooper, a devoted mother-to-be, confidently proclaimed her belief that she would welcome a boy. Beside her, Kon Williams, the father, playfully countered, convinced they were destined to have a girl. Their laughter masked a chilling fate that lay ahead. The tranquility of Greenville was shattered when law enforcement began to unravel a harrowing tale. A local man was charged with the murder of his pregnant girlfriend and their unborn child. On July 9th, the lifeless body of 27-year-old Jasmine Cooper was discovered, leaving behind a community in shock. Jasmine Cooper was pronounced dead at the hospital, her life extinguished far too soon. Medical examiners would soon confirm the grim reality: a homicide. In a swift move, police arrested her boyfriend, 29-year-old Kon Williams, charging him with the murder of both Jasmine and their unborn child. In the early hours of July 9th, 2023, a sinister plan had been set into motion, targeting Jasmine and her unborn daughter. Just moments before tragedy struck, they had celebrated Jasmine's impending motherhood at a vibrant baby shower. The brutality of their crime was staggering. A woman and her unborn child had suffered immeasurable violence, clinging to life by a thread. For too long, the truth remained buried beneath layers of silence, waiting for the one clue that would unravel the mystery. This is a heart-wrenching account of Jasmine Cooper and her unborn child, Kiani. Jasmine Lynn Cooper was born in 1996 in the serene city of Greenville, North Carolina. Raised by her devoted mother, Sharon Cooper, Jasmine blossomed into a loving and vibrant young woman, filled with dreams and aspirations. Her infectious smile and nurturing spirit endeared her to many, a fact evident in the substantial turnout at her baby shower. Jasmine's unwavering dedication to her family and friends was a hallmark of her character, always striving to uplift those she cherished. In high school, Jasmine's passion for caring for others flourished, leading her to pursue a degree in nursing after graduation. Her commitment to helping people further defined her life, leaving a lasting impression on everyone she met. Friends and family spoke of her vibrant personality, a magnet that naturally drew others into her orbit. Jasmine shared snippets of her joyful life through social media, capturing moments of connection with loved ones. But as life unfolded with seemingly perfect moments, fate had other plans. At just 20 years old, Jasmine met Hayden, the father of her first child, through a mutual friend, igniting a relationship that seemed destined for greatness. For the sake of this narrative, we will call him Hayden. Their connection was instantaneous. Both young and vibrant, they shared numerous interests. Although little is known about Hayden, the chemistry between them was undeniable, and their relationship quickly deepened. However, the romance took a dramatic turn when Jasmine discovered she was pregnant. Her family welcomed the news, happy to see her so taken with this young man, and Jasmine, head over heels in love, prepared for the next chapter of her life. With excitement and dreams of motherhood, Jasmine embraced the journey ahead. But little did she know, shadows lurked around the corner, threatening to upend her world in the most unimaginable way. In the beginning, Jasmine Cooper and Hayden shared a bond that seemed genuine and deep. So when they discovered they were expecting a baby, the news caught them completely off guard. Despite the unexpected twist, the couple endeavored to navigate this new chapter in their evolving relationship. The excitement was palpable as Jasmine and Hayden embraced the prospect of parenthood. Months later, their joy culminated in the birth of their baby girl. Jasmine fully immersed herself in motherhood, showering her daughter with love and attention, transforming her social media into a vibrant gallery of cherished moments. Yet the warmth of love proved insufficient to shield their relationship from the strains ahead. Instead of drawing them closer, the arrival of their child seemed to unravel the fabric of their bond. As the pressures of parenthood mounted, Jasmine and Hayden's co-parenting dynamic deteriorated, casting a shadow over their romantic ties. Ultimately, their relationship reached a breaking point, culminating in an inevitable separation. Despite the dissolution of their relationship, Hayden remained devoted to his daughter, vowing to stay active in her life. While Jasmine held full custody, Hayden maintained his visitation rights, ensuring he was present for his child. As Jasmine sought to move forward from her past, she stepped into a new chapter, one that would forever alter her life. Her vibrant personality and social charm soon led her to a new romance. It wasn't long before Jasmine encountered Kon Williams, a man known affectionately as Love Sosa. At 29 years old, Kon seemed to share her interests. igniting a spark that would quickly blossom into love. To those who observed, Kon was a diligent truck driver who lavished Jasmine with love and affection. He surprised her with gifts, flowers, and thoughtful gestures, painting their relationship as one filled with devotion and care. Their relationship unfolded publicly on social media, where they frequently shared glimpses of their lives together. From daily vlogs to romantic getaways, they showcased intimate moments that suggested a deeply committed partnership. After 3 years of dating, Kon proposed and Jasmine joyfully accepted. The couple decided to take the next step, moving in together and settling into an apartment that they could call home. They found their new beginning in apartment 302 at the Heritage at Arlington Apartments, located on 2744 West Arlington Boulevard. However, as often happens, the facade of happiness on social media concealed deeper, hidden struggles. Not long after moving in, Jasmine discovered she was pregnant again. Overjoyed, she envisioned welcoming another child into her life. Tragedy had not yet struck, and she had already chosen a name, Kiani, a name she lovingly shared with her followers. Jasmine's excitement about becoming a mother once more was evident across her social media platforms. Her posts brimmed with love and anticipation as she frequently updated her followers on her pregnancy journey, celebrating the joy of motherhood. On social media, Jasmine portrayed a picture of bliss, especially during her Valentine's Day celebration. She beamed with joy over the elaborate surprise Kon orchestrated for her. However, the cheerful posts masked a reality that was anything but perfect. In April 2023, the couple hosted a gender reveal party, themed after Princess and the Frog. Surrounded by friends and family, the event radiated excitement as everyone anticipated the news about Jasmine's second child. As the celebration unfolded, Jasmine playfully declared, "Okay, hey, I'm the mama, and I think it's going to be a boy." The crowd buzzed with guesses, each one eager to share their prediction. Kon chimed in confidently, "I'm the daddy, and I'm thinking it's a girl. I already know it, man. Cousin, it's going to be a girl." Another voice joined in the fun. "I think it's going to be a boy. My name is Destiny, and I think it's going to be a girl." Laughter filled the air as Jasmine's sister added her own predictions. The atmosphere was alive with joy and anticipation. Then, when the moment of truth arrived, the joyous mood shifted. Kon's face fell as the reality of the baby's gender sunk in. It was not the news he had hoped for. From that day forward, Kon's demeanor changed drastically. The once eager father-to-be grew distant, showing little enthusiasm for the pregnancy. This disappointment morphed into a troubling darkness that would soon have dire consequences. Jasmine was unaware of Kon's hidden past. To the outside world, he appeared to be the ideal fiancé, charming, caring, and eager to start a family with her. Yet, behind closed doors, he concealed a sinister truth. Unbeknownst to Jasmine, Kon had a documented history of domestic violence. Her family had witnessed his abusive and controlling tendencies on numerous occasions. He was a man consumed by possessiveness, quick to anger, and prone to violent outbursts. In moments of jealousy, he had physically assaulted Jasmine, hitting and choking her. Yet, despite these alarming signs, she remained, perhaps clinging to the hope that he could change or fearing the consequences of leaving him. The tipping point came when Jasmine revealed the gender of their unborn child. In a moment of clarity, she resolved to leave Kon and seek a safer environment for her baby. However, when Kon caught wind of her intentions, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. Jasmine could no longer ignore the signs. With a heavy heart, she made the decision to leave Kon. But as she began to plan for a life apart, Kon sensed her departure, and the tension escalated. Kon Williams exhibited a troubling transformation. Initially, he showered Jasmine Cooper with affection, desperately trying to convince her to remain by his side. Deeply in love, Jasmine chose to forgive him, but this fragile peace was short-lived. Kon swiftly reverted to his old destructive patterns, becoming aggressive and hurling accusations of infidelity at Jasmine. In her moments of desperation, Jasmine sought solace in her family and friends, confiding in them about her struggles. Yet, they dismissed her concerns, blinded by the facade of happiness portrayed in their social media snapshots. To them, Jasmine and Kon had the perfect relationship. Instead of taking Jasmine Cooper's concerns seriously, those around her dismissed them, believing she was exaggerating Kon Williams' troubling behavior. Perhaps they thought, Just perhaps the problem lay with her. But fate would soon intervene, triggering a series of events no one could have anticipated. On May 15, 2023, Jasmine took a courageous step, filing for a restraining order against Kon after revealing to the police that he had brutally beaten her. The violence had left her hospitalized, stemming from Kon's unfounded accusations of infidelity. In a chilling ultimatum, he had threatened to kill her if she ever dared to leave him. Yet, the most horrifying nightmare was yet to unfold on the morning of July 9, 2023. That morning, an explosive argument erupted between Kon and Jasmine in their living room. The topic of contention? The gender of their unborn child and the paternity of the baby. Jasmine, 38 weeks pregnant and preparing for the arrival of their child, found herself caught in a storm of doubt and rage. As tensions escalated, Jasmine's family and friends noted that Kon had grown increasingly disinterested in the child, even questioning his role as a father. In a fit of rage fueled by insecurities, Kon snapped. He unleashed a brutal assault on Jasmine, pounding her with his fists before grabbing a metal pipe, striking her repeatedly on the head, face, and chest. The violence soon escalated further. He dragged her into their bedroom, where he strangled her with his bare hands. Yet, his fury did not cease there. In a final act of brutality, he took a kitchen knife and stabbed her in the abdomen. Meanwhile, Kon fled the scene, driving to his mother's residence on Eagle Chase Lane. In a desperate attempt to cover his tracks, he made a frantic 911 call, pretending to have just discovered Jasmine's lifeless body. He told authorities he had gone out for groceries, only to return home and find his fiancée lying in a pool of blood. When emergency responders arrived, they were met with a sight that would haunt them forever. There lay 27-year-old Jasmine Cooper, 38 weeks pregnant, with multiple injuries marking her body, barely clinging to life. Yet it was not only the wounds that alarmed them. Jasmine had been viciously stabbed, leaving an indelible mark of horror on that tragic day. When law enforcement arrived, they quickly realized they were not dealing with a mere case of assault. They stood in the midst of a horrifying attempted murder scene. Jasmine was rushed to ECU Health Medical Center, where doctors initiated an emergency procedure to save her unborn child. Tragically, the situation unfolded into a nightmare far more devastating than anyone could have imagined. Despite the medical team's desperate efforts, Jasmine's unborn child did not survive, as the injuries sustained were directly linked to her own perilous condition. In a heartbreaking conclusion, Jasmine Cooper too succumbed to her injuries, marking the devastating loss of both mother and child. With injuries evident on Jasmine's body, the police ordered an autopsy, which was subsequently conducted at the Pitt County Medical Examiner's office. The autopsy revealed the shocking detail that confirmed the police's worst fears. Jasmine Cooper had died from blunt force trauma to the head, coupled with strangulation. This was no mere accident. It was a brutal murder. In response, investigators immediately launched a full-scale inquiry into the crime. The investigation began at the scene of the crime, Kon and Jasmine's apartment. The findings painted a horrifying picture. Blood-stained splatters marred the floors, walls, and furniture, telling a grim story of violence. It became increasingly clear that a violent struggle had unfolded in this home. As they searched deeper, investigators uncovered a metal pipe and a kitchen knife, believed to have been used in the attack. These critical pieces of evidence were sent to the crime lab for thorough analysis. The results sent a wave of devastation through everyone involved in the case. The blood on the metal pipe and kitchen knife belonged to Jasmine, and the fingerprints matched both Jasmine and her boyfriend, Kon. The police had a clear clue pointing toward the suspect. Yet, more proof was needed. Investigators obtained surveillance footage from a nearby convenience store. Upon review, they spotted Kon purchasing items around 9 a.m. on July 9, 2023, just an hour before the 911 call was made. Police meticulously compared the timestamps from the surveillance footage with Kon's 911 call. They quickly realized that Jasmine had already been murdered before he left to buy groceries. This revelation indicated he had staged the scene, attempting to make it appear as though he had just discovered her lifeless body. Further evidence emerged from a neighbor's security camera. The footage captured Kon leaving their apartment at around 9:00 a.m., carrying a bag before getting into his car and driving away. On July 15th, 6 days after the tragic deaths of Jasmine and her unborn child, investigators tracked Kon to his mother's residence on the 1100 block of Eagle Chase Lane, West 14th Street. His car was parked outside, confirming his whereabouts. However, when authorities attempted to apprehend him, Kon refused to surrender, leading to a tense standoff with the Greenville Police Department's emergency response team and the Fugitive Criminal Apprehension Team. For 2 long hours, officers negotiated, striving to bring him in without further violence. Ultimately, Kon Williams was placed under arrest. He faced 2 counts of first-degree murder, one for Jasmine Cooper and one for her unborn child. The grim tale of crime began to unfold in Greenville, where a man had been charged with the murder of his pregnant girlfriend. Police reported that on July 9th, 27-year-old Jasmine Cooper was found unresponsive and later died at the hospital. Medical examiners determined that Cooper's death was indeed a homicide. Today, the police made the arrest of Cooper's boyfriend, Kon Williams. On the fateful day of July 9th, tragedy struck when 27-year-old Jasmine Cooper was discovered unresponsive. Despite the desperate efforts of medical personnel, she succumbed to her injuries at the hospital. Following an investigation, medical examiners ruled her death a homicide. In a swift turn of events, law enforcement announced the arrest of Jasmine's boyfriend, a significant development in the case. In a harrowing case that has gripped the community, 29-year-old Kon Williams stands accused of a double murder. He faces 1 count of murder for his girlfriend, Jasmine Cooper, and another for their unborn child. Today, police apprehended him following a tense standoff, charging him with the brutal killings. Greenville police reported that Kon Williams was arrested shortly after 11 a.m. at a residence on the 1100 block of Eagle Chase Lane. The arrest followed a brief standoff with law enforcement, culminating in the charges against him for the murder of his girlfriend. After the standoff, Kon Williams was taken into custody. He now faces charges for the murders of both Jasmine Cooper and her unborn child, a tragic situation that has left many in disbelief. 27-year-old Jasmine Cooper, along with her unborn child, are believed to be victims of Kon Williams. Police arrived at an apartment on West Arlington Boulevard on July 9th, just before 10 a.m., responding to a distressing report of an unresponsive woman. Jasmine, who was reported to be 38 weeks pregnant, was transported to ECU Health Medical Center, where doctors pronounced her and her baby girl dead. An autopsy later revealed that Jasmine succumbed to blunt force trauma to the head. Currently, Kon Williams is being held at the Pitt County Detention Center without bond. The news of Jasmine's and her baby's tragic demise struck her family like a thunderbolt, leaving them in utter shock over such an unimaginable loss. Their anguish deepened, knowing that Kon was the one responsible for this horrific act. As they grappled with their grief, they were further disturbed by Kon's actions following the announcement of his fiancée and their child's deaths. He took to social media, claiming to mourn their loss. In a chilling display of manipulation, Kon shared supposed feelings of grief, despite knowing he was the architect of their tragedy. With the very same hands that had ended Jasmine's life, he crafted a heart-wrenching post. He wrote, "I don't know where to start. What I just lost is mind-blowing. I'm lost out here, man. I can't think. I'm sick, my fiancée, my baby girl. My baby." His words continued, "Jasmine Cooper, I will never be okay. My heart is broken, man. Why do I always lose what I love when I've been doing nothing but good things in life? Maybe I should just take my life. I miss you, baby." Yet, this was nothing more than a desperate ploy to paint himself as the victim, hoping to elicit sympathy from the public. The facade could not mask the truth. He was guilty, and deep down, he was well aware of it. Kon Williams remains at the Pitt County Detention Center, awaiting the next steps in the legal process. Greenville Police Chief Ted Sauls, who is overseeing the investigation, underscored the uniqueness of this domestic violence case, noting the absence of prior reports or warning signs. He urged the community to remain vigilant, encouraging anyone who witnesses troubling signs to speak up, emphasizing that they might be the voice for someone too afraid to come forward. In a poignant address, Chief Ted Sauls emphasized the importance of community vigilance. He urged that even those hesitant to step forward or reveal their identity could still make a monumental difference by sharing what they know about others in distress. It is about fostering a culture of care, where looking out for one another becomes paramount. No one should have to endure suffering in silence. The heart-wrenching case of Jasmine Cooper is a stark illustration of this truth. The tragic loss of a young woman and her unborn child has carved a wound in the community that will never truly heal. This devastating event rippled through her family, friends, and the entire community. Jasmine Cooper's story stands as a haunting reminder of how love can sometimes turn sinister, particularly when a partner's yearning for a child of a certain gender eclipses their genuine affection for the child. Jasmine Cooper believed she had discovered her forever, only to face betrayal in its most tragic form. One must wonder, what could have been done to avert this catastrophe? Were there crucial warning signs that went unnoticed? I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below.